Tonight, House of Representatives beams searchlight on MDAs over certificate racketeering. Ogun Assembly. Bills on social justice and inclusion pass second reading. Plus, Katsina Assembly approves State Assembly Service Commission law amendment, considers electricity agency bill. Good evening and welcome to NTA Parliamentary News. I am Vivian Idekbefo. The House of Representatives Joint Committee on Certificate Racketeering has embarked on oversight to some agencies as a step to addressing the issues surrounding certificate racketeering among Nigerian students. National Assembly correspondent Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports.
Cases of certificate racketeering by Nigerian students, allegedly with the connivance of some government officials, prompted the investigation by the House Committee. The Ministry of Interior was the first port of call to assess passport and data records of students studying overseas.
The essence of this interface is to rub minds and identify areas that require legislative intervention and the best way to curb the proliferation of this menace in our institutions and take decisive steps towards protecting integrity of Nigerian education system.
Most of these things were things we inherited, but in a nutshell, look at how we've been able to sanitize the system.
The committee also visited the Nigerian Council of Food Science and Technology, the National Center for Technology Management, and the Nigerian Institute of Science Laboratory Technology, all on the same mission.
A lot of people have gotten these fake degrees. They have gotten appointments into the civil service and many other agencies of government. So to save the nation from this embarrassment.
The real issues are beyond the issues of certificates. It's an issue of we are not training the people at the level they are supposed to be training, and because that is happening, we are now having those who are now supplying the end product, which is the paper.
We have the enabling law to punish those who are even fraudulent. It's there in the Criminal Code Act, section 243 to 245.
There is a staff that actually did a fellowship certificate for a particular member sometimes ago, years back. And of course, the person presented it in the place of work, and the investigation catch up with that person, and they set up a panel, and that staff is about almost 10-15 years ago. The staff was actually sacked.
The Joint Committee stated that they are not out for witch hunt, but tackling a national problem. The oversight visits continue with other MDAs. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Meanwhile, a bill to establish Diversity, Equity and Inclusion Commission to serve as a catalyst for the promotion of equitable representation, parity, entrenchment of social justice, and the prohibition of discrimination against vulnerable groups and related matters has scaled second reading on the floor of the Ogun State House of Assembly. Yemi Dalemo reports that the Deputy Speaker of the House, Bolanle Lateef Ajayi, sponsored the bill to institutionalize inclusive governance and accelerate development in all endeavors.
The lawmakers at plenary discussed extensively on personal explanation brought by the member representing Ipokia Idiroku State Constituency, Adebisi Oyedele, on the alleged treatment of his people, a tribe in that local government called the Ogu people, that whenever they approach the Nigerian Immigration Service, because of the name, the Nigerian Immigration Service are actually not attending to them as a Nigerian. And that is why the members of the Ogun State House of Assembly have resolved to invite and inform the Ogun State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, and as well write officially to the State Controller of Nigerian Immigration Service in Ogun State, and also report this matter to the State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for urgent intervention.
The lawmakers decried the lopsidedness in attending to people from Ogu tribe who are indigenes of Ogun State, spread across the Ipokia, Idiroko, Yewa, and Adodo state constituencies by the officials of the Nigerian Immigration Service over how their names are written and appear on official documents.
Anytime there are people, particularly those of the Ogun extraction, wants to get their passport, they have been facing the first series of challenges, particularly when it comes to a name that they are not very used to. My questions are, one, are we not Nigerians because we are a global extraction?
This is that happens like 3 times, 4 times, the issue of immigration that I said. Even of recent, I sent some documents to him.
Yes.
The person that went to that immigration office, he got letter from chairman, council chairman of that Ipokia. He got from KBC, because of the name. Even the issue of fuel, as we are talking now, there's some area and area that you can't get fuel because of they are close to border.
For this not to continue, we would like you to use your good office to appeal whether to the governor or to the immigration controller to please believe that in this state, Ogun people are also very, very important. And for them not to continue to be denied their rights.
We have to do a letter on this to the State Controller of Immigration and to the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs that they have to see to this impurity, and at the same time you have to write to His Excellency, telling him, intimating him what our people are facing because of bureaucratic bottleneck.
Honorable Waliu Owode, representing Ijebu East constituency, also informed the House of the invasion of some elephants into Itasin Imobi in his constituency, which resulted into the death of a farmer, urging government intervention into resettling the animals back into the government forest reserve.
They migrated from our forest in J4 some years ago. They are about 50 in numbers. They are scattered around the forest and the community. This kind of unfortunate occurrence has been happening. Actually, this is the third time it is happening, and unfortunately, this one happened recently.
The lawmakers received in audience members of the 5th set of Children's Parliament from Ogun State, led by the Speaker Ezekiel Favour, who came to understudy the session. In Abuja, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
Similarly, the Katsina State House of Assembly has approved the amendments of the State House of Assembly Service Commission Law No. 5 of 2018, following the adoption of recommendations contained in the reports of its special committee. Abidu Unisa reports that the lawmakers also considered a bill to establish Katsina State Electricity Agency 2025.
The amendments on the law is equal to the presentation of the report by the special committee mandated to study the earlier proposed amendments. In the course of the amendment, the committee has redefined the functions of the commission, created a department of works, among others.
The law has its own, aim and has its own, function, because there is no House of Assembly which will gain or achieve financial autonomy without, the State Assembly Service Commission. And the State Assembly Service Commission cannot exist without a law.
Similarly, the lawmakers have passed into law a bill establishing Katsina State Electricity Agency. While commenting on the law, the House Leader Shamsuddin Abubakar Dabai says it will help improve the economy of the state.
Passing this bill will increase our revenue generation, employment, and a lot of economic benefits.
The Speaker of the House, Nasir Yahaya, directed the Legislative Department to forward the 2 resolutions to the executive arm of government for action. From Katsina State House of Assembly, Abidu Yunusa, NTA News.
Now to constitution amendment matters. The clamor for the creation of more states in Nigeria remains an unfinished exercise over the years. Nigerians believe that the creation of more states will reduce ethnic and regional pressures, enhance economic development, and administrative convenience for development to thrive. In this report, Issa Mohammed takes a look at constitutional provisions and the creation of states under the democratic system.
Nigerian state creation dates back to 1967 when General Yakubu Gowon created 12 states out of the 4 regions. Since then, various military governments have driven state creation, with the most recent being in 1996 under late General Sani Abacha, creating 6 additional states. The current 36-state structure has been in place for over 2 decades. Coupled with continued demands for state creation and the complexities of Nigeria's democratic transition, diverse ethnic and regional dynamics, what probably comes to the mind of many Nigerians could be, can a democratic regime create a state with contagious issues to tackle?
And it's even easier to amend the Constitution than creation of states. In amendment of the Constitution, you have perhaps 2 layers. The Senate and House of Representatives as National Assembly, being National Assembly as 1 layer, and then you have the House of Assembly. This other one, in the on creation of local government states, you have the Senate, you have the House of Representatives, you have the role of the clerk to the National Assembly, you have the Houses of Assembly, you have the local government councils in the area, you have the process of a referendum.
After lobbying your representatives to pass by 2/3 majority, you have to also lobby at the national level. Lobby the lawmakers from other parts of the country. And then you have to lobby other states also to agree to your point of view that yes, you have a case. And most of them, as I said earlier, is created out of just the need to get more resources from the Federation. And these resources are very, very limited.
Moving forward, Section 8, Subsection 1 to 3 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, outline conditions for creation of state, which has to do with 2/3 majority votes and approval from the Senate, House of Representatives, state houses of assembly, and local governments, among other provisions.
If you want to create a state, it will affect the amount of money that goes to the respective state. It will affect the structural balance or imbalance of the country. It will affect governance one way or the other. And it will affect generally the economy of the country. Now, the Constitution makes it so difficult so that before a people agree, even if you want to create a state, the people who are to constitute the area of the new state must agree.
The drafters of the Constitution made it deliberately difficult because to avoid a situation where just a group of individuals will just wake up and then start agitation for local government creation or state creation because it is easy and then they will listen. The same way you can add local government, you can also reduce.
Stakeholders believe that with the ongoing constitutional review, national dialogue, and public hearing, economic viability, administrative restructuring, and decentralization of power to reduce burden on the national treasury, Nigeria can move forward with state creation under democratic setup by adopting a comprehensive approach. In Abuja, Issa Muhammad, NTA News.
Let's now join Ahmed Adamu Saba, Chairman, House Committee on Nigeria-Belgium Relations, for more on state creation alongside constitutional amendments. With provisions of the Constitution on state creation, do you see the possibility of a democratically elected government creating more states in Nigeria as it is today?
As a cessation of democracy, as government of people, by the people, and for the people, we have never have any opportunity of looking into that constitution and see the areas that are very important that need to get state. I think it's very important for us as a state, which is governed by democratically elected leaders, to come together and look into constitution and call for reviews and create more states so that our differences will be organized and give us understanding. Because like me, I'm from Kwara State. People from Niger State, people from Kogi State and other parts of the state are clamoring for more states. Why? Because of sense of belonging. If you talk of sense of belonging, it's a state. It's not either by marginalization of this. I want to be here, I want to be here. That is what is there for the Constitutional Review Committee that are doing that. This is your time, come out. It's not either by connection. In the past, it's by the system, by voting. If that area is due to add more states, good. Let us agree. But in the past, it was choosing by connection, either people you have in government, this and that. But now this is for democracy. So it's very important, and I say thank you to Constitutional Review Committee of their job. So let Nigeria come out and submit the request, not only in creation of the state, also creation of local government and other things. Like I said before you, I have a bill going home for second reading in National Assembly. I'm calling for creation of Bojo local government, headquarters in Shonga. That's where I come from. We believe with more local government system, it will go to and give development of the rural area, security, and otherwise. There are local government that are too big. They are very big in nature, in terms of land mass, that cannot be controlled by a local government chairman. A place where you have like four first-class areas. They need to be divided. We need to create understanding where we want to belong to. This is democratic period. They should allow us to also talk about creation of state. Some people say it won't be possible, so we should wait for military to take over to come and create more state for us. No, let us discuss it. If the need arises, we do it, and we review the constitution. It's very, very important.
Over time, Nigerians have made their demands and requests for state creation, and the National Assembly, working through its Constitutional Amendment Committee, have done theirs by way of the town hall meetings, the zonal hearings that we had recently. Now, what do you see, or what should Nigerians expect?
It's review. The Constitution is subject to review. By the time we agree between the federal and the state legislators, it's okay. The Constitution is not the person that born himself, it's born by people. So on that note, that's why we're calling for review. This Constitution was handed over to us by military government. So now let us review it and agree and bring the issue to the Parliament. So we discuss it. Then we call for support. Those in support or those in against. We know if it is not right, if it's the house, they say don't create, we will not. But if they say we should create, we do. But we don't need to, there's nothing in the Constitution that is ambiguous, that is difficult for review. It's for people, it's people's Constitution. It's not for military, it's for us. So we can make amendment and agree between the state legislators and the federal legislators, both the House of Rep and the Senate. Then we agree. We are representative of people. People elect us to the House. So, and the part of things they ask us to look at a document that governs them. Not only on state creation, there are certain amendments that we're doing, like a criminal code and others. So there are laws in the Constitution that are obsolete, does not meet up of what we are saying. Today we are talking about climate change. Is our Constitution, what does it say about climate change? So there are certain reviews that have to take place. We're talking about smart agriculture and all those things. There must certain sections of the Constitution that need to be reviewed. And we cannot wait for military to come and take over and review the Constitution and give it to us. No. I'm calling on every Nigerian to support this Constitutional review. Whatever we want to do is going to be public. There will be public hearing. If what we are coming with does not in line with what the society wants, we'll close it. We can't impose anything on anybody. You start to follow the democratic process where we vote in voting process, how to adopt each section of the review. The Constitutional Review Committee cannot stay somewhere. They'll bring it to the floor of us. Those that are in support will say aye. Those are against will say nay. So if the nails have it, that's all. If the eyes have it, that's all. Then they send to the state. So, but what we are calling for, it should not be influenced by certain individuals. That these reviews cannot come up. They should do it, mostly because of history. History will tell that if we have to do it and we create more states, they will say in the 10th Assembly, this is what we have to do. When President Tinubu was there, he was able to do this. We refer to independence of the National Assembly.
We thank you, Honorable Ahmed Adamu Saba, for coming onto the news and sharing your thoughts as it concerns constitutional amendments with us. We now take a break. The news continues shortly. Do stay with us.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Thank you for staying with us. This is NTA Parliamentary News. The Kano State House of Assembly has commenced deliberations on the Kano State Digitization and E-Governance Enhancement Bill 2025. This is aimed at harnessing the power of information technology to enhance efficiency and transparency in governance. Samira Hamisushira reports that the House has suspended the chairman of Rano Local Government Council for 3 months on grounds of misconduct.
The contents of the bill, as explained by Majority Leader Alawal Hussein, will encourage collaboration with private sector for the development and implementation of digital innovations and facilitation of environment for entrepreneurship, alongside promoting high-quality e-governance services to public institutions.
If these bills allow for passing into law, it will streamline the governance process through the use of digital technologies, improve efficiency.
Earlier, the House has adopted 2 reports from the Public Petitions Committee on alleged embezzlement and abuse of office by Chairman of Rano Local Government Council, Muhammad Naziriyawu, where it recommended his immediate suspension pending investigation. Similarly, the committee also recommended the appointment of Saidu Yahaya as the chairman of Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission based on his professional qualifications and competence, which was adopted.
GES fertilizer and the government supplied fertilizer with the sale of some above the approved price without councillors. 3. Mismanagement and non-transparent handling of revenue from markets, cutting levies and other local government income sources.
Right. I would like to congratulate His Excellency the Chief Governor of Kano State for choosing experienced persons to appoint him as the chairman of this commission. May Allah guide the nominee and protect him during his tenure.
On motions, the House adopted 4. Focusing on the creation of an agency that will dwindle deforestation and reduce effects of global warming, where the House suggested a complete overhaul of the law that established no afforestation project CANAP to avoid duplication. Similarly, Representative Ahmed Ibrahim moved a motion for the provision of potable water to some communities in Karai local government area. The House also considered renovation of Joda water treatment plant in Gizawa. Suleiman Ishaq, who represents Madubi constituency, called on the state government to renovate a dilapidated secondary school at Kubaraj town. All the motions were adopted. Here, the Kano State Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2025 was read for the first time. From the Kano State House of Assembly, Samira Hamisushira, NTA News.
In a related development, the Benue State House of Assembly has declined to honor a correspondence from Governor Hyacinth Alia seeking the screening and confirmation of commissioner nominees. This followed a motion of urgent public importance moved by member representing Logo State constituency, Mr. Shima Pewe Gigi, calling on the governor to honor all recommendations made by the House. Assembly correspondent Grace Anyalewa Ichekwa reports.
The motion of urgent public importance moved by Mr. Shimapeve Gigi informed the House that Governor Hyacint Alia has refused to honor any resolution of the House and treated members with total disregard.
Order notes that despite this, several of our dear colleagues have been denied official vehicle for over 2 years since the inaugurations of the House, thereby occasional untold hardship and operational inconveniences to the honorable colleagues.
Members who contributed said the decision of the House was not aimed at stalling governance, but to compel the executive arm to respect legislative independence and fulfill prior commitments.
We sit in these hallowed chambers would make useful the resolution, Honorable Speaker, they are not to respect. Honorable Speaker, how will I tell my children and grandchildren that when I was a member of the Benue State House of Assembly, this House passed a resolution calling on the executive to unfreeze the account, and the account remains on freeze more than 2 years? Mr. Speaker, this arms of government, there is need to be mutual respect among them. And there is also need to be a symbiotic relationship. That means every arm should be supportive of another.
To appeal that we stand on that, we take the resolutions without adjourning our sitting Senate, without adjourning our sitting. Let us say allow room for negotiation. But before the negotiation will start, Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, the governor must first of all implement the resolutions we have made in these hallowed chambers.
It is enough fact that the legislature is a fulcrum of democracy. We are the voices of our constituencies, the watchdogs of public expenditure, and a true representative of the people. But Mr. Speaker, how can we function effectively when matters of our welfare are even treated as an afterthought?
The House also resolved that anything, any letter from the government, the House will not also honor it. The mentioned person has been suspended by the governor. It's taken.
Meanwhile, a bill regulating the activities of scavengers in Benue State scaled through second reading after debating on the importance of the bill on the floor of the House. In Makudi, Grace Ichekpa, NTA News.
And this is where we conclude NTA Parliamentary News tonight. Remember, you can still watch this and other programs on our social media handles showing on your screen. Thank you for watching, and on behalf of the production crew, I am Vivian Itekbefo. Good evening.